Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday evening. We're here on Men, and we are talking about long-distance relationships. It's something most people have been through. A lot of people have written into us, have called in, okay, not really called in, but have mentioned it, and have asked us very many questions concerning long-distance relationships. Now, with us tonight, for the second time running, is Alhas. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
It's good to have you back.
Thank you.
You're a hard man to find. You're all over the place. So you actually are a long distance man. Okay, when you say that, Colin's mind goes very, very far. But yeah, good to have you on the show.
Thank you, Peter.
Now, I will start with you, Alhas. Long distance relationships. Are they healthy?
This topic is very developmental. Yes. This topic is very suitable to Africans and for Africans. Very, very important topic. Why? Because the issue of long distance relationship, which is called the LDRs, is basically movement for actualization of desires and dreams. In what sense? In the sense that if you have a job, if you have an admission, if you have a business somewhere far away, it will be detrimental for you to start thinking twice because you are leaving your spouse or your partner behind. This is the behavior of most Africans, and they end up not taking some of these opportunities. When you check the other races, they move before they are chased. They move for any of such opportunities. Yeah. What is very important here is we should not be so tied down by proximity relationship that you must be physically be with your spouse to be in a relationship. And to answer your question directly, the long distance relationship, that is the LDR, are very healthy. It is the people in the relationship that can be questionable.
Ransom.
I think it is important if you're in a relationship, especially a marriage relationship where there are children, it is the proximity, being able to play with the kids is important. I mean, I found myself in situations where, just to make sure that I was having an influence or interfacing with the kids, I would do homework on the phone. I would get my daughter to read to me, her reading homework on the phone, just to make sure that there is daily contact. Yeah. So I think it's sometimes they're necessary, but I don't think they're ideal at all.
Joseph, what's your take on long distance relationships?
I believe if it is happening, it is happening. I mean, it is there. Yeah. Someone got an opportunity and they have to go away. There's not too much you can do about it. You have to make it work. It is a very difficult thing. I can assure you. I think I've been there. No, I've been there.
Don't seem sure.
I've been there. It's not very easy, but there's not too much you can do about it. Like Professor said, at this point it is not the relationship, it is the nature of the relationship. It is now the two people who are in this relationship, and this is what it will come down to.
Colin?
I think it's a part of the seduction.
What?
It's part of the seduction. You need to, I think that in any relationship you need to be present and then be absent. Because if you're never absent, you never give people a chance to miss you. And I think that it may be a broken way to say it. It may not be an ideal way, but I think it allows people to see the things that they love and miss about you. And so in that sense, it almost becomes a bit of a necessary evil. Yeah.
Usually I don't, Colin says a lot of things and I don't side with him, but I think what he's saying makes sense.
Which part?
The problem with it, Peter, is He's not saying what sort of time frames, because it's fine for somebody to go away for a couple of weeks, but when you start getting into months, then you have problems. You know, I can tell you, for example, you know, where you've been living together for years and years, and an opportunity comes up, you go, and there's a certain level of relevance in the decision-making process in the home that disappears because you're physically not there. There are things that are happening, and you know, you come back home and you're like, oh, okay,
change the curtains.
Yeah, you know, well, not curtains, but it can be little things, it can be big things, but people's routines start to change, and then there's the danger of you know, yes, we can say it's the people in the relationships, but when you're by yourself and your spouse is by themselves, you know, their prying eyes start to look and try and find opportunities to derail the relationship. I had somebody say to my wife, but your husband is gone. He's like a farmer who's left his produce by the side of the road. We will take it. You see, bold statement of intent.
No, but don't you think then that is actually good? Because you see, if somebody is going to remain faithful to their partner only because of proximity, then that is a relationship that's already doomed.
The problem, Peter, is that opportunity makes a thief, you see.
Not necessarily.
Opportunity makes a thief. To steal something,
it can make a thief.
Yeah. Opportunity is what makes a thief. A thief will not steal something unless there's an opportunity. Not given that opportunity, they're not going to steal it.
No. A thief can be a thief and a great opportunity.
We can discuss the idiom
And
later.
my colleagues, let's understand one fundamental thing about what Ransom is saying.
Yeah.
I am convinced that the key to successful relationship is not on physical proximity. Rather, it is compatibility and commitment. Those are the key. Compatibility and commitment.
I agree.
You can be with your spouse, living in the same house,
Yes.
and somebody around who, how did you put the way you put it?
The farmer
Yeah.
has left his
Somebody will
produce.
say, this is a farmer
producer-
who has
producer
left
in the house.
his produce and has climbed the tree. But he's still there. He can steal those things.
Yeah.
In other words, what I'm saying, if there is lack of commitment, lack of trust, whether you are there or you are not there, your spouse can do what he or she wants. The key is, what is the compatibility? What is the understanding? What is the commitment in this relationship? Do we both want it to work? Even if you are very far away, in fact, with the technology these days, there's no much difference. There's so many ways you will be in touch. You can even send a flower. You understand? And in a split of a second, this flower is received. The technology will even show you the emotional expression on receiving the flower. So what you think you can do physically, you can do it using the technology now.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Someone posted on Facebook, you talk about technology. A few weeks ago, that if you're receiving an e-flower just now on Valentine's, just know you're a side dish. But yeah, I'm talking about long distance relationships here. I've been in one. I can tell you it is very trying, but also I think.
Don't point at me.
I think it was a very good thing for us. It happened, I think, within about 6 months, when I'd just known this person for about 6 months, and then all of a sudden they were going away for about 4 or 5 months. I'm at a certain age, they have just finished university. This is the time when people tend to go away, and there's not a lot of reasons to come back. I mean,
I know that feeling.
yeah. So this was that time, and it is not as if they were going to study or anything. It's holiday. Someone can just decide.
And she didn't like you very much.
Yes, you can say she likes you very much, and I mean, there are people who have said they like you very much, and
You're still left.
they still left.
Sprung.
So it was very, very hard, and you can even with Facebook just introduced around that time, it was just becoming popular. We were not using it. It's what you do with
What you have.
with that time, cause I know for a fact we talked every single day of the 4 months that person was away. Every single day she would call Monday to Friday, and then I'll call Saturday and Sunday. Sometimes not being away, not being around is not a bad thing. You give the other people a chance to miss certain things.
Very related to what he has said.
Yeah.
I want to add here that in reality, a lot of people in proximity relationship don't even talk as frequent as if they are far away.
Exactly.
Based on what he has just described now. You may find that even when they were together, this man may come back home by 9 p.m. or 10 p.m.
And just jump into
They are
bed and sleep.
yeah, others are sleeping. She wakes up early in the morning, 4, and has to go to her job. They don't meet, and they don't have the reason to talk because they are living in the same house.
Yeah.
But knowing the fact that they are living apart, they have agreed on a schedule of telephone.
Yeah.
So you find that they talk more frequently. They interact
communicate.
more frequently.
They're putting aside
And communication is a very key factor in successful relationship.
Yeah.
Yes.
And just to add on to that, sorry, and after that, when someone returns, you're thinking about the level of commitment while they were away, and they're also thinking like that. There's you take each other a little more seriously than you would have if you're just hanging in a bar every evening. Every evening.
No, I actually do subscribe to that school of thought, because I look at it that, well, as human beings, we get tired of things. Even when you get tired, when you're in your own house, you move your furniture around because you get tired of seeing the same thing. I believe we also get tired of, whether it's your spouse, even of your own children, when they're all up in your business. Sometimes a break can be very helpful. Now, we have to go into a
Peter, we're tired of you.
we have to get, that's why I changed my clothes. Now, we're here at the Sheraton Kampala Hotel, and we're talking about long-distance relationships. We want to hear from you. This is your show. Send us an SMS on 6565 or send us an email, a private email. That's men@ntvuganda.co.ug. We'll be right back after the break.